Welcome back to another day on the Lorcana pixelborn client. Today, we're going to be playing an Amethyst Sapphire deck, and we're going to try to take advantage of the new Sapphire card draw engine with some assistance from Purple to make it a little more efficient, hopefully. So the engine, in case you're wondering, is Hiram Flaversham, Nick Wilde, and the Pawpsicles, or Pawpsicles, paws. So the engine effectively is get your Pawpsicles down, so you're drawing some cards. So this is a super important card for us. We really do want to find it in our opening hands if possible. This is great. It replaces itself right away, has incidental healing if we find we need it. But the fact that it does heal means we can pop it anytime we want, which is really great. We don't need a damaged character. And it says remove 2 damage from chosen character. So in theory, we don't even need our own character in play to pop it if we really need to. Hiram Flaversham, of course, comes down. He's going to sacrifice that Pawpsicle to get an additional 2 cards. Nick Wilde is going to get it back out of our graveyard or a discard pile, put it back in our hand so we can replay it. And then Flaversham can sack it again. That exchange right there, we've drawn 2 cards off Pawpsicle, 4 cards off Flaversham, so now we're at 6. But Nick Wilde is already spent. That's where Purple comes into play with Madam Mim and Madam Mim. Yeah, I know it's a little confusing. Also, there's Madam Mim to make it just a little bit more confusing. All 3 Madam Mims can bounce a character, so Nick Wilde is a fantastic choice to bounce because then we replay him, we get the Pawpsicle back, we keep the engine going, drawing cards forever. We're running a couple copies of the Judy Hops, so we can pop our Pawpsicle that way if we must. But it's primarily in here so we can break our opponent's stuff. So we'll see how that works out. Taking advantage of the engine, of course. Merlin also likes the Madam Mims, the Merlin goat. It's a great way to stealth out a few extra points, which tends to usually come up. And since we're running some copies of the Fishbone Quill, we can ramp into being able to play the goat, bounce the goat, play the goat, possibly even bounce the goat again if we got enough ink. Outside of that, we're just kind of hoping to get enough card advantage, ramp up quickly, and take out our opponent's stuff with the Hades, the Yzma, the Let It Goes, and hopefully we'll accrue just enough value faster than our opponent. I don't have high hopes for this deck to be incredibly competitive, but I'm gonna try to give some love to some of these color combinations we haven't been seeing a lot of lately. They just haven't been quite as in favor as some of the other pairings. So let's jump in and see if the Purple Pawpsicle can win some games. So let's jump in. Going first, we're gonna start off in the ranked queue. And depending on how it goes, we might swap things up quite a bit and go to the test queue, the lab. Let's get rid of a lot of this stuff. We'll keep the Fishbone and the Mim. Really want the Pawpsicle. We're not gonna get the Pawpsicle. Okay. Alright, this is gonna make things quite challenging. There is gonna be no Pawpsicle this game. Yeah, this is looking like a lab deck for sure. We're gonna ink, we're gonna pass. Also, while I got you guys here in the beginning, Patreon members are going to be, are already 2 episodes ahead of everyone else. If you want to get extra content in, link is in the description down below. I got 2 more videos already ready for you guys. Oh, we're getting all the Mims. This is not good. This is not good at all. Alright, we're just gonna ink and pass. I got plenty of cheap stuff, but I didn't get any of it. Several 2-drops. I mean, yeah, I got 16 cards in the lower side. Ooh. This is getting brutal. I think I'm going to start with a Mickey Mouse. Do some ramp. Next turn we'll play the Fishbones. Thankfully, opponent's going fairly slow too. They didn't even quest. Shift. This is the one that can't be attacked, right? Cost 3 or less, can't attack it, yep. Still only quest for 1, though. Let's see. It's got Challenger on it, so it's gonna just absolutely annihilate Mickey Mouse here. I could quest and then bounce Mickey Mouse. Ink something else. Perhaps a Nick Wilde at this point. Alright, let's play the Mim. Let's bounce. Cost 3 or less, so still can't attack, right? Cost 3 or less, yep. I don't need 2 Fishbones. Let's take a Fishbone. That would have been fantastic if I could just replay Mickey there. Smash, okay. That's fine. I'm actually working on my ramp here. I got a couple of Hades that want to try to stabilize a little bit. No card draw engine. Watch, we're going to draw the Hiram. Ooh, Pawpsicle. I'll take that. Alright, so we're just going to ramp, right? Let's start with the Pawpsicle. Another Mickey Mouse. Let's play Mickey. Let's ink Nick. Alright. I got enough to get Hades rolling. Oh, opponent's gonna try to play the catch-up game. Another set of colors that you don't see a lot, Sapphire and Steel. This meta has shifted greatly. Amethyst is in almost every deck right now. Every deck that matters. And if Amethyst isn't in it, then Sapphire's surely in it for the card draw engine. It's funny that we don't see a lot of them together all at the same time. I think I'm gonna go for the Hades here. I'm sure my opponent is sitting on some removal. Yeah, we'll lose the Mickey Mouse here, but I think that's fine. I don't need a wide board. Opponent is filtering. Until they get their own Flaversham, they won't have a card draw engine either. Alright, opponent. Still got the Fishbone. Not gonna go for it. Alright, we're definitely questing. Hang on to my Hades for a while. I'm gonna go Fishbone. I'm gonna ink the Mickey Mouse. I know technically it's not quite the order you want to go in. You want to play Flaversham first, see what you draw. Ooh, Pawpsicle. I will take that all day, every day. Okay. Still got a couple items. We're still pretty much set. Good to go here. I expect the smash right here. Yep. Hey, if my opponent's focused on removal and not developing their board, that's good with me. Especially with the Flaversham out. You gonna use that Fishbone? Hmm? Fishbone for sure. Ooh, okay. I do want to take advantage here. Let's start by drawing some cards. And by advantage, I mean I want to... Oh, there we go. I got the engine. And I got a way to bounce. Advantage, I was referring to the Fishbone. What do I get rid of? The other Fishbone? Can't I just... I can just ink this. What else am I going to get rid of? Let's start with the Nick. Let's get a Pawpsicle back. Let's see if this draws us anything we need. Another Hades. Oh, I do want to build my ink. I have 3 removal. Yzma's probably not the strongest here. Let's get rid of Yzma. We'll pass the turn. Alright, I got a healthy card draw system online to see if my opponent can get out from under it. I got 2 Hades and a Let It Go, so hopefully we can keep this board under control while Flaversham and Nick Wilde just wreak havoc on the board and card draw. Inking a smash. Not strong enough here. Inking something else. They're gonna hit me with a whole new world. Oh, they didn't have a whole new world. This game is over. We're 1000% playing Hades here. Because there's no way my opponent's gonna recover from this. We will break the Pawpsicle. Draw some more cards. Sink the Grandma Tala. I can't quite bounce Nick and replay him. Do I just go for the goat? I'm gonna go for the goat. The engine is still online. We could just do it all next turn, get the Pawpsicle, break him. Be smeared, draw an additional card. Okay, I expect my opponent to concede any moment. The upside with the matchmaker probably paired me with somebody that it deems my deck to be a lower quality. So paired me with somebody it deems probably to be just as low quality. Quest. Be careful with the Hiram, or the Hiram. We're gonna wait on that. First we're gonna go Madam Mim. Bounce the Nick Wilde. Play the Nick Wilde. Get the Pawpsicle. Play the Pawpsicle. Draw the card. Quest with Hiram. Break the Pawpsicle. Draw more cards. Haha, the engine is alive. And let's ink the Mickey Mouse. And let's play a goat. Alright, I don't know how we lose from this position. Wow, okay, we've really taken hold of it. I'm still definitely going to the lab after this, though. I think after this this showing, the matchmakers will be like, oh, you know what? Let's put him against something this deck really doesn't stand a chance against. Let's give my opponent the well play. I didn't expect good things. There was the wheel. They did have it. Well, they got it. They didn't have it. They're not recovering, though. Oh, I gotta play the Madam. Please don't concede. I gotta play the dragon. This is the first deck I've ever included the dragon with. I want to bounce both the goats. Don't concede, opponent. Please don't concede. Yes, thank you, opponent. No, he conceded! Ah! Going second. Alright, we're officially in the lab. There's no rank to lose here. And I think that's what this deck would do, is just lose rank. Let's see. I got some early plays. I got the goat with the Mim. I got a Mickey who can draw with the friends. I think this would be largely fine. You probably do really want to mulligan for that Pawpsicle, but I feel like we're gonna get there. Oh, an opponent's gonna be a discard deck. Okay. Sapphire Emerald discard. Okay, interesting. We might be inking the Mim here. And by might, I mean definitely. Alright, opponent, I see your Pascal. I raise you a Pascal. Or I match. Next turn, I'll raise you a Pascal. Don't make me match. Okay. Opponent's gonna quest hard here. That's just the sort of deck they are. Never gonna get to the goat in time to be effective. Don't worry, I has more goats. Let's see, this turn I'm Pascal, next turn I'm Mickey. I'm largely doing nothing for the next 2 turns. That could be very dangerous. Just need a few turns to get online, but my opponent is probably gonna aggro their way ahead of me. We don't have a lot of early game shenanigans. Don't forget, the evasive characters can fight each other. Like, if I wanted to, I could have traded my Pascals. Or my Pascal for his Pascal. Still Pascal. Still plural. Still plural! It's easy to forget that Pascal can still be attacked by other evasive characters. That's a lot of friends. Alright. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's take out the Pascal. Okay. Opponent hasn't been horribly aggressive. Just a Pascal Flynn and nothing on turn 3. And Pascal is really nice to get off the board too. It's a really fantastic target for things like Arthur, Madam Mim, because it's so cheap to replay. Okay, I'm definitely singing. Okay, that Fishbone needs to come down for sure. I just need to be able to get way ahead of my opponent here. Do got rush on this. I should take down that Flynn. It's gonna force me to discard Mickey Mouse. And then I gotta ink something else. I'm gonna ink the friends. Hiram's a little bit more powerful in the card draw. Bounce that. Let's take out the Flynn, discard the Mickey Mouse. Now Arthur, he can still play a character and then Arthur bounces it. Then it dies to the Madam Mim. And we did put him in a position where he has to spend his ink first to get the character for Arthur. He could be low enough, cheap enough that he can still possibly have the Snake Madam Mim and get the Arthur bounce. So that's still something that is on the table for him. And it looks like Flaversham's going to destroy the Fishbone Quill. So now we have to ask ourselves, do we use it to ink the Mickey Mouse? Probably. Here's the card draw. And then they're going to get 3 lore here. But they're going to leave themselves with no board if they quest. It's actually quite good for us if they quest. Alright, we're definitely getting rid of the Mickey Mouse. And we do that first, that way Fishbone gets use before being destroyed. Alright, it's time to catch up and have a threatening board. Ah, there we go. Nick Wilde's good. Means we're going to draw more cards next turn. Could see the Merlin attack the Mim here. That's fine. We have another Mim that don't know about. And let's ink the Tala. Alright, let's see if I can get some card draw engine started. Gotta turn the key and start this engine. Okay, they're gonna go for the Merlin. Interesting. That's still an easy ink. Alright, we're gonna draw cards here. Oh, it only works with Pawpsicle. I forgot about that. That's fine. It's fine. Let's play the other Madam Mim. Bounce this Madam Mim. That way we don't lose this Madam Mim in the attack. That's fine. I forgot Nick Wilde's not any item. It's just the Pawpsicle. It's just the Pawpsicle. That is unfortunate. It's not the end of the world, though. Okay, opponent can quest for 5 here. They're getting plenty of ink now. There's lots of shenanigans where they can do it all and then bounce the Arthur. Possibly even replay the Arthur. Arthur with the Madam Mims is really good. It's a very solid, evasive, heavy questing combination. It basically means I have to get Hades, Let It Go, or even Yzma. I don't like Yzma nearly as much. I'd rather hit my own stuff with Yzma. Okay. Nick's a solid choice. He quests for 2. Arthur's really good at bouncing Genie. Let's get rid of the Nick. I gotta have some level of aggression. I wouldn't be surprised to see Arthur quest here to bounce the Genie. Not gonna see it. Alright, we're definitely paying for this, I think. Okay. Pawpsicle. Ooh. It's a good card, but do I really want to bounce my stuff when they have a Genie? Probably gonna board wipe myself if I play this. It's really great with the goats. Now, I could quest first, pop the Pawpsicle. I think that's the thing I should do. Draw some cards. I could get an Yzma. No Yzma. Okay. Pawpsicle. Alright, let's quest here. Then let's bounce it. Quest. Fast turn. We gonna slither out of this mess? It's funny because it doesn't seem so bad, but the Arthur synergies with the Mims, our opponent can have a very explosive turn and just get right up to that 17-18 lore out of nowhere. Yeah, they still have 5 on board. They got more now. There's an additional 4 right here. This game one, that's 5, 6, 7. There's still 6 more they can get. Yeah, they can bump all the way up to 16 right here if they really wanted to go for it. The issue is the Genie. I need to figure out how to deal with that Genie with this evasive. There's still plenty of ink to play something. They're debating if they need to attack, but yeah, I think they just quest. Oh, returning Arthur to bounce something of mine. Oh no, it's their own, yeah, that's right. Okay, I need to draw some cards here for sure. I need a Hades. Yzma's okay. Is there any other cards? I could draw more cards with Maleficent as well. But Yzma for sure needs to come down. We're gonna let my opponent draw some cards here, but can't let that Genie take me out. Definitely quest with the rest. Alright, so long as I can prevent my opponent getting where they need to get. Okay. It's all on my opponent. Thankfully there's no rush questing. So my opponent needs to find a way to... They have the goat. Can they play the goat and bounce the goat? That'd be victory. I have no idea what that does. What do you do? Chosen character gains rush. Okay. You know they have the goat, so they're gaining 3 right here regardless. That's not gonna do it. There's the goat, here's the Flynn for 19, and I think we got it. Does Yzma go for 2? Yzma goes for 2. Alright, the goat's got rush. Oh, I see. Very sneaky opponent. You totally deserve that. That was awesome. Ooh, going first. We basically won the game already. Let's see if we can get some of these Pawpsicles, man. There's the Hiram, that's good. Let's get rid of you, 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 get rid of you. I'll just keep the Hiram. There's the Nick. Come on, Pawpsicle. No Pawpsicles. Dang! I'm getting unlucky with my Pawpsicles. I'm pretty sure I have 4 copies. I do have 4 copies. I'm just checking my deck list real quick. Let's see. I got 2 pieces of the engine. And a lot of uninkables. Okay. The uninkables make this both tricky and simple. You don't want to get rid of some stuff, but ultimately if I can't get the ink, we can't play. Alright, we're definitely going to get the Ursula down here. Guaranteed getting an inkable on top. It has to be a Pawpsicle, doesn't it? Oh no! Okay, that's fine. We'll keep the Pawpsicle. Pawpsicle could still get us another inkable, potentially. If not, we still have the other Madam Mim. I'd like to save these for the Nick if I can. Alright, we knew you were coming. We're gonna play you first. That is an inkable. Who do I care about? I think I want to keep the Madam Mim. I should have done the Ursula first. It doesn't matter. I got what I needed. Whatever I take is likely going to be ink, right? I will gamble on being able to keep this. But otherwise it's just going to be ink. And that's fine. Alright, want to spend the whole turn to draw a card, so it's my turn now. Alright, first let's do this. It's good ink. It's good ink. Alright, we are going to get rid of the friends. I'm going to go for the Flaversham. Destroy the Pawpsicle. And pass the turn. Alright, I got the engine. It needs to get into play, but I got the engine. Merlin Rabbit draws a card. Gonna ink the Grammatala. Let's see what's on top. Yzma's probably a good keep here. Alright, we're gonna play the Nick. Let's get the Pawpsicle back. Let's draw the Yzma. Let's quest right here. Let's break the Pawpsicle. Pass the turn. Alright. Oh, they're playing the big dragon too. Okay, opponent. I like your name, Kenobi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi-Wan Kenobi-Wan. You gonna attack the Hiram? Gonna bounce the rabbit for an extra card draw. Okay. Now I could go for some more card draw here, or I can focus on my ramp with my 2 Mickey Mouse, which I think I should do. I should take the turn to just get way ahead of my opponent here. Yeah, I'll keep a Let It Go on top. Removal's good. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna ink it. Ah, ha, 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 that's right. It doesn't matter. I should have done the Mickey Mouses first. Good thing we're in the lab, huh? Alright, they don't have enough damage. They could have the rush, in which case they do have enough damage to take down Hiram. I think I'm just going to quest with the Nick. I got just enough here to take advantage of some stuff. Alright, we got a pretty good lead in our ink. So hopefully that'll be enough to really take advantage. Got to be careful, opponents going into their turn 7. Board wipe is definitely a bane. Maui has to attack. The other's just quest. Now the downside here, if we quest, they don't need to board wipe. So I do still have to commit something to this board. Could play an Yzma, sacrifice a Mickey. Or I could play a Hades, get rid of the Maui. And then Hades should be enough for our opponent to be like, okay, that's board wipe time. If that's the case, I should definitely quest with the Hiram. I will take the Pawpsicle. I got plenty of ink at this point. Alright, we are going to put the Hades into play. I'm expecting the board wipe. If there's no board wipe, that's fine with us. And I'm going to sing with the Mickey Mouse. Play a couple Pawpsicles, because why not? I like the engine, man. There's the Hiram. So we're good for the board wipe. To get our engine back online. Alright. Quest. That's board wipe. We gotta be careful on the rebuild, because they likely still have just more board wipes. It's kind of how this goes. Let's go goat. Let's play Mim. Bounce the goat. If I can get a 3-drop down, I'd be happy. So let's ink something. Play my only 3-drop. I'm doing this route. Get a little card draw out of it. But also I'm setting up for a big Madam Mim if I want. Pass the turn. Ideally, I'd love to get the goat down before I big Madam Mim. The goat and the Mims together is kind of our way to play around board wipes. Alright, they got double goat, so we're looking at a dragon from them next turn. Okay, so I probably do want to take down a goat so they can't just dragon me. I'm going to play Hades here. We're going to get rid of a goat so I don't get big dragoned. And then I think I'm going to play a Madam Mim here and put the Hades back in my hand. I can still ink something. Probably don't want to let my opponent draw cards. Yeah, I'll quest with the Judy, it's fine. Now they have to play something and then Madam Mim. Alright, they just need an ink and they can play the big dragon. To let them gain another lore. They know I got Hades though, so they know they're just walking into it. Okay, they're gonna go the cheap route. Try to replay as much as possible. They should still be able to ink and play their goat. It's so tough to play around this style of deck because you just don't know what they got, what they're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna start with the Hiram here. I know we're probably looking at running into a board wipe. Quest and quest. Do want to try to stay ahead. Don't have another bounce. I'd like to play the goat and bounce. Definitely do it next turn, provided I don't get completely annihilated. And I can still ink. Alright, let's ink the Hiram. I think we're done with the Hiram strategy at this point. Alright, I expect Maleficent to not survive. I do think a board wipe is on the way. There we go. I got plenty of cheap things. I can play the goat. I can play the Pascal. I can play the Madam Mim, bounce the goat. It's 2 lore right there. And let's just draw some more cards while I have the resources for it. Alright, fully 100% expect the board wipe right here. Let's see if they got it. They're going to commit to the board. Merlin's still good, because they could still hit the board wipe. And then draw some cards off of it. And effectively, they're just playing 4 to draw 2 cards. Nope, they're going to go heavy on the board. They're digging. Okay. Okay, well, if that's the case, I do expect them to attack. 1 Madam Mim for something. They could send the Merlin as well, if they want to draw the extra card. Okay, they're just going to go for the trade. Could still send the Merlin if they want the extra card. So see, at this rate, I'm going to gain 3. Nope, they got another attack. They're going to go for another trade. So 2, 3, 4. I'm getting at least 4 on my turn. I do got an item. Can I do it all? It'll take me 14 to get you down as well. I'm playing you, and I can still ink. Let's hope my math's right. Okay, let's get a couple more cards. Alright, we're gonna goat. And I'm gonna dragon. Why are there 2 options? Ah, okay, so I get to choose. Interesting. Bounce and bounce. Get the extra point from the goat. Alright, and I got 2 more points in hand. Pass turn. If I get another Mim... Play the goat, bounce the goat. That costs 7. Play the goat again. That's 11. That's 3. So they have to take out the Flaversham for that by itself to not be lethal. Ink takes me to 15. It's already costing me 11. So I'll have 4 left to play with. So drawing another goat is lethal. Drawing another Madam Mim is lethal, but I definitely don't have a Yzma Hades auto victory. So I got a couple of outs, but they're not in my hand. And if they deal with the Flaversham, then okay, then now I have to draw an out if I want to win for sure next turn. They spent their whole turn removing my board, which I think is fine. There's the goat. Wow, wow, wow. 1 point. 2 points. It's not enough, but it's close. 3 points. And if a goat dies, I win. That's not true. I got enough points. I did the math. I did the math. Almost a clean sweep. The second game, they pulled it out. They managed to find the right combination of cards at the very last second to steal that win from us. So it was very nearly 100% win rate. First game was in the rank queue. We took the victory. The other 2 games were in the lab, just because I don't have the confidence that this deck is that competitive. The other color combinations, there's a reason why the other colors are in the rank and dominating. Their synergies are fast and effective. This guy, effective, not fast. That's his downside. Otherwise, it's really fun. It takes a lot of brain power to see all the outs. I'm sure I missed a dozen or so outs there. But the card draw engine is strong. If it wasn't for Flaversham, Nick Wilde, and the Pawpsicles, this deck definitely wouldn't have gotten there. They were giving us just enough cards in hand, so we were constantly inking with Fishbone. They're giving us enough resources to just ink in general. And then, of course, we have all of our big plays so we can play around what our opponent's doing, which is really nice. I bet there's something to this. At the very least, when the next set comes out, which is a ways from now, I know, keep an eye on this deck. It's just missing something to make it really effective. And we could get whatever that special something is. I don't know what it is, but keep an eye on the deck. I have a feeling these colors will have their day in the sun, and it's very likely that it'll happen with the next set. If you think you can figure out what it's going to be in this set, let me know in the comments. I really want to know. The meta, like I said, the meta's just riddled with like 3 or 4 different decks, and that's how competitive works. The best filter to the top, and then everyone just plays the best stuff. That's just the way it rolls. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe. You guys have been coming through. We hit the 13,000 subscriber mark, which is absolutely fantastic. Had a really fantastic month this month. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me. It really does. I've been on YouTube with this channel, I think it's like 5 years. With my original channel, it was like 2 years. So all in all, I've been on YouTube for like 7, possibly 8 years now. It could be longer. I might have to go back and do the math and see. It's been a long time, and only just now with Lorcana and this community that has been rising to the top has the channel really started to see a ton of growth and consistency across views, subscriber count, watch time. All of my metrics are up. It's absolutely wild, and they are up. Like, I've just been on like this flat curve for a while, and then all of a sudden, bam, I'm on a spike, and it's just the coolest thing to see after so many years on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Links in the description down below for the Patreon if you want to be 2 videos ahead of everyone else. The Discord if you want to join the community, hang out with us, talk to me, share deck lists. We have a good time there. And of course, the deck list is down there as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.